I've owned my 370Z for a little over 2 years now. It's offered fun, innovative technology and huge aftermarket with the ability to customize a 370Z to whatever you see fit. It's a comfortable sports car, a little outdated, but also ahead of its time. What does that even mean? I don't know. This is a blunt and honest review of the 370Z. So this is back with another video. I'm gonna go ahead and do this video because the first time I did the 1 year review of the 370Z, it was actually, the reception was really good. This is the 2 year blunt review. There's probably gonna be some things that you guys already heard a million times before, and maybe some stuff you didn't know. But if you're looking for a Z, this is probably the video that you're gonna want to watch, because this is the most blunt review you're probably gonna see of the 370Z on YouTube. Okay, I just want to say two things. One, my car right now is not the best example because it doesn't even run. If you guys don't know already, I put a Q60S motor in my car and currently waiting on the motor right now. I mean, on the motor. I'm currently waiting on the harness right now. So you're not gonna get any sound clips or anything like that. Doesn't mean that I don't have 2 years of experience with this car, the ups and downs and everything in between that you're gonna get from a 370Z. Since I already showed you guys what motor I am putting in this car, I want to start with the VQ VHR 3 points. Is it what you say? VQ37 VHR? I don't know the exact code, but let's start with the VHR. Besides putting in a VR30 inside your car, the VHR that comes in the car originally is actually, it's probably one of the most reliable motors that I've ever experienced with this car. The 2 years of ownership, very solid motor. When it comes down to reliability, this car has never left me stranded motor-wise. I have not pulled, I've never dropped a valve, I've never done anything crazy. Like the Mustang. Oh. The VHR is actually incredibly reliable. I have had 0 issues. So when it comes out of reliability, honestly, I'm gonna have to give it like 5 out of 5. This motor is incredibly capable. Not only is it reliable, the maintenance cost itself, well, the maintenance itself, it's almost none. You just have to make sure that you're actually changing the oil and just maintaining it. That's it. Like, it sounds stupid, but it's very simple. You realistically have to do nothing. Just make sure that you put oil in your car and you are golden. It's that simple. And when it comes down to the cost of ownership, I mean, I haven't had to swap, myself, I haven't had to swap any motors. I haven't had to do anything. A reliable motor from the start. And the only reason I'm even switching out and putting in the VR30 is just because I wanted something with a little bit more horsepower. You can still boost to 3.7 and still make a lot of power reliably. You can't go wrong with a V6 that it holds its own in this world. But here's the problem. The 3.7 that comes in a 370Z is a little outdated. There's been minor tweaks. There's been no real update from the 370Z in Nissan with the motor itself. Still making the same horsepower as 2009, and to this day, I guess it's one of those things where it's like, if it's not broke, why you don't have to fix it, you know? Unfortunately, the only downside I would say with the Nissan 370Z over the past 2 years is that I wish it had a little bit more oomph. It's not the best straight line car in my opinion when it comes down to other cars that have come out with more technology. Like, you know, Mustangs the Ford came out with a 10R80 and that, like, and direct injection motor. It set itself apart from the Gen 2 to Gen 3 so much, but you realistically, when you look at the 370Z, if you get a 2009 versus 2020, what realistically is different? Leave it in the comments if there is actually any differences. If I get anything wrong in this video, please just by all means correct me. Get in there, squeeze. If you guys don't know, I am 6'6". Still fitting a Z. Honestly, like I said before, my Z is probably not the best example for interior, because most of my car, I just put this back as like, just because I just miss playing with the, wow, this sounds, oh, okay, pause. As you guys can see, the 370Z, if you are looking to own this car, the interior, again, I guess let's start with the negative. The interior, it's the same problem as the motor. There has been no real update that makes it scream buy me. So if you are looking for a 370Z, you've been interested, I would say grab anything from a 2014, because that's where they fixed like some of the issues. The 370Z kind of has a cheap interior, and I know a lot of people are gonna probably like rank on me for what I'm saying, but dude, just look at this, look at this. You know, steering wheels, they wear out, and I put a lot of miles on this car. There's 130,000 miles on the chassis of this car, but there's certain things that just hold up and there's certain things that don't. This steering wheel, it's been through hell and back. It's not holding up. The interior of the car, the dashboard though, everything's been great. Everything works. There's no issue, no electrical issues. but it's just the interior itself, it just feels kind of cheap. For the money that you would pay for a brand new Z back in the day, it's hard to justify paying the price that they want for this car. And again, I know it might sound like I absolutely hate this car, and I don't want to make it seem that way, but this car, look, I love the 370Z, but the interior itself needs a lot of work. It does feel comfy. Again, I am 6'6", and I fit in here very well. Like, I fit in here perfect. There's no issues. Seat is all the way back. I am sweating. I feel like I'm melting. The issues with the interior of the 370Z, besides things kind of getting worn out a little bit fast. Oh, look, and let me show you guys this one too. Something dinged it, and then that was it. The dash just started peeling, like, from that point. So besides, you know, those things, the interior itself is very comfortable. Like, I'm, again, 6'6", still fit great in this car. The seats are very comfortable. I have the base touring, so I have the leather seats with the Alcantara inserts and the Alcantara door panels and all that, which I'm not sure if all of these come with it, but I have those luxuries. The heated seats, that's all cool and all. And then even in the newer Z's, and like Manny's, my friend, he has the Heritage, the newer Heritage, and it even has a trunk release button right here, so that's pretty cool. The one good thing about the interior of the 370Z is the cockpit feel. It feels very sports car, and I love this car. Like, dude, look at this, man. Like, I don't know, man, look at it, dude. It's hard to hate on this car. Like, you have everything fits very tight. Like, you really feel like snug in here. You have your gauges, even though like 2 of them are kind of stupid, they're still there, and it looks cool. When a lot of people come in the car, they really like it. 6-speed, always great. I love manual cars. Just the feel alone, honestly, this is one of the most solid cars I think I've ever sat in. Once I actually sat in a 370Z and I was test driving this car, I immediately fell in love with the look of the interior. The only downside is that, again, I just wish the quality of it was a little better. There's some things that you need to consider if you're buying a 370Z. One, what are you buying it for? Are you buying it for a leisure car, or is this going to be your daily driver? Daily driving a 370Z is very much possible, but it's very difficult. And not in the sense that it's a bad car to daily, it's just that there's not that much space. You know, it's not like I have another beater car, the Saturn, that's my daily car, but there's only 2 seats, all right? And even then, look how I have to use my car as storage. Like, everything is here. But the back of the 370Z isn't that much spacious either. Like, there's no space for anything. You can barely put a water bottle in there. So daily driving a Z, you have to really consider, why are you really buying this car? If it's a daily driver, I would really consider it. Really, when you're test driving it, feel it out, play with absolutely everything, space out everything how you normally would, and think, is this practical for me? One last thing. Oh my God, it's so hot. I'm not gonna talk about this long. I just want to show you guys. Okay, so here's me, door open. All right, this door will kill you, so just wait. You think it's a joke, but I'm not even gonna talk about, everybody talks about this. Just leave your leg out, I dare you. I've been really trying not to drag on videos, so I'm gonna get to the last and final point. The last thing I want to talk about is how much you can modify a 370Z and tuning. The 370Z is such a good platform because it has so many aftermarket parts. If you're looking to buy this car, which a lot of us are, if you're looking to just buy this car as like a pleasure car, a drift car, a drag car, whatever the case may be, realistically, there's modifications for all of them. It almost feels not endless because it is pretty limited visual wise, but there's so many things coming out for the 370Z. Even to this day, there's people like Admin Tuning that are really pushing it, and they're making 350 horsepower out of the 3.7, which is bananas. There's a crap load of tuners that you guys can access that, you know, if you, after the modifications, whatever route you want to take, whether you want to have an NA build, realistically, all you need to make good power, just intakes and full exhaust. And you don't even need headers. And you can still make over like 330 horsepower in a light chassis vehicle, which is awesome because it does pull. Not as hard as, like, it's not high power, but it is the most fun and most engaging car that I think I've driven, you know, out of every car I've ever had, this is probably the most fun one. There are a lot of available modifications for the 370Z. The tunability is insane. There's so many tuners that are in the United States that are available, and even if you're not available in the United States, you can still do e-tunes. You have options, and it's not like a lot of cars where, right, like, you know, the 370Z, if you're looking at this car and you've already test drive it and you're really thinking about it, now you have to think about what's your plan with this car. Are you gonna keep it stock? Well, I don't know why I'm pointing at my car when I say stock. Or do you plan to modify it, or do you plan to keep it stock? That's That's one thing that you really have to keep in mind. But in the end of the day, either or is gonna be fine because it's gonna be one of the most enjoyable cars I think you've ever driven. I know there are things that I haven't touched on, and it's just because there are a lot of videos talking about the 370Z, what it can and can't do, but I like to talk about more about the stuff that I was looking for. And you know, I didn't bring up the looks of the car and certain other things just because if you want that information, realistically you can get it through just pictures. If you want to know the horsepower numbers, all it takes is one quick Google search. It's not that serious. I want to give you guys a real and blunt point of view from someone that's had the car for 2 years. I've had my 370Z for about 2.5 years now, and to be honest, this is probably the most enjoyable car I've ever had out of everything I've ever owned. I really hope this video guides anybody who's been looking for more of the technical stuff and more specific things, because I really do hope you guys find this video interesting. So thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hope you enjoy. Not now! People these days, you know what I'm saying? Can't even film a video without getting interrupted. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys did find it. Did you just call me? Yeah. Felipe, come on, man. I'm trying to film a video for the people, man. What are you doing, bro? What? Oh my God! Now I gotta start the whole video over. Jeez, bro. Just subscribe. Share the video to your friends, family, grandma, aunt, your neighbor, your newspaper box, the crazy guy down the street. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay blessed.